What would you do if you moved around a lot, didn't have a ton of space, and needed somewhere to sleep regularly? My name's Jarren, and I haven't slept in the average bed for about 2 years. There's my bed, right in there, hidden away. See, it works out pretty conveniently. Growing up, my family would always go camping. My friends and I would just go out into the backyard and throw down a tent just for an evening. Most of those nights, we didn't have anything except the sleeping bag, the tent, and maybe the grass if we were in the yard. But if we were in the woods, sometimes there were rocks. A lot of my friends brought mats. I typically didn't. I liked the idea of roughing it. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I've always found so refreshing is waking up early in the morning while camping. The sun shines through the tent, my back is maybe a little bit cold from the ground, and I'm wide awake. See, I love that feeling. Every day is so exciting, especially when camping. Who knows what you're gonna do that day? Well, maybe I did because I liked planning. I like making plans. During my times camping, I would also use hammocks, and I found hammocks were a lot of fun, except at night it started to get very cold, especially on your back. To counter that, I actually started using a mat. During college, I actually became a little bit of a minimalist. I used to have posters all over my wall, and instead I just decided to tear them down. One day I was tired of it. I realized I was dusting and cleaning things that I haven't touched in months. And I think as I got older, I started to see my bed as more of a utility, not something that I was necessarily interested in spending a lot of time in. Actually, I was eager to get out. I wanted to be awake and doing something. And I actually dreaded the days where I was a little groggy and just kept sleeping over and over. So about 2.5 years ago, I started to travel. I actually got a car, I put a solar panel on top, and I said, hey, let's take a road trip. I talked to a couple of my friends, and every now and then I took a trip with them, and sometimes I even drove alone. During those times, I was trying to figure out what to do with my sleeping habits. I would sleep in this car, and it wasn't really that bad, except there was a little bit of a divot in one section, right around where my back was. If I laid in one direction, it would be fine, but if I flipped around, it wouldn't. A friend of mine had actually given me a queen-sized mat, a little slab that would just go over top of a normal mattress. I didn't have a mattress, and I was looking to travel, so I figured I'd fold this in half, and then I put it in the back of my car. I started sleeping on it. That mat became my bed. Now, heading down the road, and I ended up in Hollywood. My first apartment wasn't very fun. I didn't have a bed, and I figured since I had this mat in my car, I should just continue to use that. I wasn't planning on being there long. I was planning on moving to San Francisco, and so I ended up just using this mat. I put it on the floor, and I slept on it every single night. Eventually, I realized I needed more space. I needed to store something under my bed. So what I did is I went and bought a futon. I put my mat on top of the futon, the entire cushion and everything, and I thought that that would keep me comfortable. But what I quickly realized was everything was too squishy. So after a couple of months, I actually threw out the entire futon, and I got a giant slab of wood. I put the wood on the metal frame of the futon, and then I put my mat back down. I actually went back and chose my mat to sleep on. That's how much I enjoyed it. Now, coming around, I've been in this second apartment for about 2 years. Day one I moved in, I had my mat. I wasn't worried about it. I popped it down on the floor, and I tried to figure out exactly where I wanted to put it. What I quickly realized about this apartment was that I have a little bit more closet space. What I decided to do was fold my bed, my mat, up every single day and pop it into the closet. It's great because I use this room more as an office. I have a backdrop, I have a computer, I have a keyboard and ukulele and everything. I use this as an office. So for me, it didn't make much sense just to have a bed sitting there all day long, not being used until I pass out. I don't even remember when I use it for the most part. During the day, this is just an office. At night, it can be a bed too. The question a lot of people ask me is this worth it? Is it comfortable? Do I even like it? And are you crazy? The question is, yes, I'm probably a little bit crazy, but also, we haven't had mattresses forever. You know, historically, going back in time, people's sleeping situations were much simpler. And I've found over the course of my life that I tend to look for a way to sleep less comfortably. Sometimes I find the more comfortable I get, the less productive I get. I want to stay in bed longer, and then I end up not getting out and starting my day. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not always an easy task. Sometimes I have to force myself. But this way, I don't stay in bed too long because I don't absolutely love sleeping there. I just enjoy it enough to continue. Laying down regularly is actually really nice if I sleep on my back, which is very healthy. And then I sleep on my side occasionally, but as a matter of fact, it kind of hurts. I get stiff after a while because the floor is kind of hard. So all in all, is it worth it? For me, absolutely. For you, Thanks a lot for watching. My name's Jarren Horrocks, and I'll be making more videos here every single Friday from here on out. Subscribe if you're interested. The thing that I enjoy the most about it is the freedom of flexibility of my workspace. Right now, I only have one room. I have my apartment, and that's it. I don't have an office space. I don't have my bedroom. I don't have well, I guess I have a living. I'll show you around. Backdrop. Lights. There's the desk. Window. And then the closet. And if you're lucky, you can even see the restroom as well. You see what I mean? It's not really set up for an office space and a bedroom. It's pretty much just an office. My creative room, that's what I call it. No, I actually just call it my room. But in my mind, it's my creative free space. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I'm putting a lot of work into these videos, and I'm excited to see where this channel goes. I'm really looking forward to investing here into YouTube as a community.